Welcome back to the KIMI KATO show. As we just went out with Last Smile by Love Psychedelico and came back with I Love My Baby Loves Jazz by United Future Organization. So, welcome back. Can you tell us some stories or fun stories about the story behind these songs that we just aired?
Sure. So I think I mentioned a little bit, when I was giving my Prince story, I
Mm-hmm.
talked about how I worked at HMV Shibuya for many, many years. And I didn't realize how fortunate I was, I think at the time, but I was there for the whole beginning, and I don't want to say end because I hope it's not end, but for the very beginning and like the peak of Shibuya Care music or music from Shibuya. And these two groups, Love Psychedelico and UFO or United Future Organization, were really big influences for me. I just remember hearing their music because I was one of those people where I was really in the thick of things with music and with radio, but I didn't really identify with a lot of J-pop that much. And then the Shibuya K genre came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and that was when I really understood and really grew to love a lot of these bands. Like there was just so much incredible creativity going on, and I was there to kind of witness all of this, and it was just really amazing. So that's one of the reasons that I decided to pick, Love Psychedelico and UFO, because they were, very much kind of a part of my world at that time. And yeah, like I said, it was one of the best jobs I ever did, I think. It was just so much fun to go to Shibuya and then like play all this great music and then like wave to everyone as they're going by. It was the perfect job for me. I loved it.
Mm. Yeah, we definitely should do an episode on Shibuya Get, Jeremiah.
Yeah, I love
Yes.
this
And
soundtrack because you
there's
turned me on to a couple new bands that I hadn't even heard of, and this is one of those songs that I love.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so and there's some of them like these with Love Psychedelico, they're definitely obviously been influenced by a lot of like, the Beatles and like a lot of singer-songwriters and whatnot. But then you have UFO on the other side, and they've been influenced by a lot of the jazz and the blues and the R&B greats and even DJing music and whatnot and rap. And so there's so many good Japanese artists or,
Hmm.
out there, I think,
Yeah.
that represent the Shibuya K genre. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Shibuya is like the area in Tokyo where young kids hang out. So there's a lot of young culture bustling, growing. And the Shibuya kid that Lisa was mentioning about was a music scene in Japan in the 90s. And it's a subculture, I guess, one of the subcultures of Tokyo. And there were lots of bands that came out from Shibuya. The genre would be mostly electronic pop music, rock music, ambient, kind of
Mm-hmm.
all kind of mixed up, a mixture of those kinds. It was a very unique sound that Lisa just mentioned. Um, UFO was one of them, but Cornelius, Fantastic Plastic
Yep.
Machine, Puchikato 5, those,
Yes.
like I think they use a lot of sampling, analog synthesizers with catchy melodies. Definitely influenced not only Liesel, but a lot of young Japanese audiences, Japanese kids,
Um,
especially
uh,
people growing up in the 90s. I actually went back to Tokyo,
During this time.
91. Yes, so I was actually there
Oh.
right at the time when Shibuya was just happening, blowing up, as in blowing up subculturally. But
Mm.
I was still wasn't getting it at the first time, and when I went back, I didn't really get it at first, but then slowly kind of builds into you. Yeah.
can I ask both of you a question? Just because I'm
Mhm.
curious. Liesl, I don't know if you can figure out my role on this show as co-host to Kimmy yet, but I'm kind of the observer, the outsider in a way for this show because I'm
Yes,
learning so
yes.
much, right? I learned about this culture, this fascinating culture. One of the things that struck me as both of you were talking about your love for music and the stories and the times in your life that you identified with an artist or finding new artists and the music. And I think about you and I think about Kimmy. What do you call it? Third culture kid. You
Third
both were
culture kid, TCK. Yeah.
TCKs. Now, so here's the question: Did for both of you, did you begin to, because you were in between two different worlds, did you turn to the music? You're both very outgoing, and did the music in some way push you, but also pull you in, but also push you to kind of find your own
Culturally?
identity, both culturally, both identities in these
Mm,
different worlds that you're in, that maybe aren't your, you're in Tokyo, Liesl, and Kimmy, you're in the UK or you're in the United States. And do you see what I'm asking? What you both identified with music and music artists, and you have this rich history of context and knowledge of the music industry, and did those artists in some way and the music in some way help you fit in and find identity and also stand out so much, become personalities?
mm. So with me, I would definitely, yeah, I think that would definitely be, definitely, I would say yes, because especially earlier on where I was in high school, like that was a huge part of my identity was music, like,
Madonna,
and it,
Prince,
yeah, I mean, like 80s, yes, boy, even Boy George Culture Club, like all of that, like Wham, like all of that was because, and I think part of it then was that I was in Japan, so I wasn't able to have the quote unquote American girl experience that I saw on the like the movies and
Yeah,
everything
like
like that.
going to prom.
Right,
Did you go to
right.
prom?
No, I never had a prom. Exactly. And so I would like look at Molly Ringwald and I'd be like, oh, sweet 16. Oh, I don't get any such thing. Like, oh, yeah, exactly. Never. Did you have a prom?
No, I didn't. Not there
Yeah.
wasn't a prom
Because
in
you wouldn't.
England.
Right.
So
That's
yeah,
still in there.
there's no prom. It's just sotsugyoshiki, like the graduation
Oh,
party. But yeah,
graduation.
yeah.
Oh,
But it was mixed school, so it was
yeah.
fun. We didn't have prom. No, nobody asked.
Yeah.
No, nobody asked anybody out to go to the prom. I do watch those films and movies. Jeremiah, did you go to a prom? The prom in your time?
Yes.
I went to three.
Oh, damn
What?
you.
I
Wow.
was a
So you went
freshman.
to
I got
one for
invited by a
each of us.
senior. I was oh,
That's
wow.
so cool.
Wow. Yeah. So you made up for all
You
three
didn't miss
for
anything.
us.
Believe me, you
Yeah.
didn't miss anything at all. Bad dresses, bad music, a mullet.
Bad hair.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, with me, I think I never wore the Japanese uniforms, gakuran.
Mm,
So
mm,
that is something that I definitely miss. But music definitely built my personalities, confidence, shaped my who I am, and that's
mm.
still shaping me, I think, to this day. Yeah, I think. Shall we go to another
Yeah.
break? We'll take another short break.
Well,
Uh,
we've got a couple minutes to break. You
oh,
can take
okay.
it now if you want, and then a little bit longer on the backside. Do you want to do that?
It's up to you.
All right, let's
Oh,
take.
no, but yeah, I think we should. We
Do you
should.
want to mention
We-
the music we're going to listen to right now? By the way, amazing soundtrack.
Yeah.
Amazing
Thank
sound.
you.
Thank you for sending us the soundtrack.
All right.
Okay, you're listening to the Kimmy Kato Show. We will be right back.